Hi, this is Steph with Belladonna Dyes, and today we're going to make a maxi skirt. This project is going to have a double arc, so you want to start by folding it directly in half. Make sure you line up all of your seams really well and then smooth it out. Once you have all your seams lined up and it's nice and smooth, take a washable marker and a piece of kite string and draw on your arc. Next, you want to pleat fold along this line, trying to make the line as straight as possible. I have two lines in the same color that I'm following here, so it does get a little bit confusing and it looks a little bit wonky, but the good thing about ice dyes, they are a little bit forgiving, so that's a saving grace in this one. Once you have it all pleated up, you need to secure it. For this project, I'm going to be using rubber bands, but you could also use kite string. It really is just a matter of preference. Since this is an ice dye, I do like to use rubber bands because I feel like it's not as tight as kite string and it allows the ice and the dye to kind of flow through the channels of the pleats. Continue working on your pleats while you're securing it with the rubber bands. This material is a jersey rayon, and so it's really kind of springy. And you'll notice I give it a little tug. You want to make sure you're not pulling so hard that you make your line become crooked. On some patterns, if you give it a big tug like that, you can completely change the whole shape of your pattern. I'm far enough away from it at this point, and if you notice, I hold it secure with my left hand while I work on the pleats and give it a tug with my right hand. As I'm editing this and I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, I wonder what a wigwag would look like on a skirt. I think I'm gonna have to try that. Now you need to build some type of an ice barrier, and all of my things are in use. All of my racks and containers and all my silicone cake molds, which I love to use. So we're gonna go with foil. And I like to use the Kirkland brand foil. It's heavy duty and thick, so it holds up really well. So what I do is I tear off a big strip of foil, and then I just use the edge of my table to tear that piece in half, and then you're not being wasteful. And you just double it over and then create yourself an ice barrier. Now I'm going to use these clothespins to shore up the walls of the tin foil. If you don't, when you go to put on your ice, it's just going to collapse. So now it's time for the fun part. We get to add the dye. And in a perfect world, you wouldn't have your project hanging out of your container. But like I said, all of my stuff is in use. So what I'm doing is I'm just taking the lid of this container and using it to catch any dye that's going to fall through. Grab a mask and give it a quick little sprinkle of soda ash for good measure. I very carefully carried this project outside, and then I covered it with ice. While the ice was melting, I was able to finish up a couple of projects and get the proper container back. So you see how it's fitting over top of a container nicely. In a perfect world, that's what you want to do. So now I'm checking the back, and I feel like there's a lot of color on there, so I'm not going to add more dye. Now I'm going to let it batch for 24 hours, and you want to always batch 24 hours after the ice is melted. It's been 24 hours, and now it's time for the rinse out. You want to start by using cold water, and that's going to rinse away any soda ash that might still be reacting within the fabric, and then gradually increase the water up to hot and rinse until the water runs pretty much clear. From here, I take it to the washing machine and I do a plain hot water cycle. I do a second hot water cycle using Kirillon, which is now Synthropol because Synthropol's been discontinued again. And then I do a third hot water cycle using Millsoft, and Millsoft brings softness back into the fabric after the dyeing process. Then I put it in the dryer, and we'll come back and we'll see our results. Here it is, guys. Here's our Rayon jersey maxi skirt after it's been washed and dried, and I think it turned out absolutely beautiful. I love these colors together. The midnight blue is throwing out some of those purples, and I'm thinking the periwinkle is doing it a little bit as well, and it's just so gorgeous. It looks so much better in real life. The colors just blend together, and it really does look like you're looking through the lens of a kaleidoscope. I just absolutely love this skirt. And I'm going to be putting it up on my Etsy, and I'm going to try to get a few more things up there. It's just so time consuming, and I just need to make time to do it. So what do you guys think? Please leave me some comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. Leave a thumbs up and click the bell and set it to all so you get notified of future uploads. And remember, have fun tie-dyeing.